I was sipping my morning tea when I heard my daughter, Emily, slam her bedroom door so hard the pictures in the hallway shook. She was 42, a grown woman, a mother of two, yet that slam sounded exactly like the teenage years I thought we had survived. "Emily?" I called gently. "Are you all right, sweetheart?" No answer. I walked closer, ready to knock, but before I did, I heard whispering inside the room. Fast, sharp whispering. Not like a phone call, more like arguing. Then the whispering stopped. And footsteps approached the door. The lock clicked. "Mom," she said from the other side, sounding annoyed, "I'm busy. I just wanted to know if you're okay." "I'm fine," she snapped. "Just, please don't go through my things." That cut deeper than she knew. I never went through her things. I never had a reason to. But the way she said it, defensive, almost panicked, made something inside me tighten. When she left for work later that morning, she didn't kiss my cheek goodbye. She didn't even look at me. I stood in the hallway staring at her closed door. Something was wrong. I felt it the way only a mother can feel something shift in her child, instinctively, painfully, without proof. That night, she came home late. Too late. Her clothes wrinkled. Her eyes red. Her hands shaking slightly as she fumbled with her purse. "Emily, what's going on?" She stiffened. "Mom, please. Don't start." "I'm not starting anything. I'm worried about you." She exhaled sharply and walked past me. "You wouldn't understand." "Try me," I said softly. She turned, her face suddenly cold. "You're too old to understand anything I'm dealing with." And just like that, she walked upstairs, leaving me standing alone in the kitchen with questions circling my mind like storms. That night, long after she was asleep, I heard her crying. Quiet. Broken. The kind of crying someone tries to hold inside. The kind of crying I used to hear when she was a child, except this time, she didn't come to me for comfort. She didn't want me near her at all. I stayed awake until sunrise. Because whatever she was hiding, I had a feeling the truth would break me. But nothing, prepared me for what I found the next morning when I finally opened her bedroom door. The next morning, Emily rushed out earlier than usual. She barely touched her coffee, barely met my eyes, and practically ran to her car. I watched her drive away with that same heavy feeling in my chest, the feeling a mother gets when her child is hurting and won't say why. When the house was finally quiet, I walked upstairs. I didn't want to invade her privacy. But the fear inside me was bigger than the guilt. Her bedroom door wasn't locked. That alone startled me. The room was a mess, clothes thrown everywhere, drawers half open, sheets twisted like she hadn't slept at all. Something was wrong. Very wrong. I stepped inside slowly, scanning for anything that would explain the sudden distance, the late nights, the tears she thought I didn't hear. I wasn't looking for trouble. I was looking for my daughter. Then, I noticed something. A corner of a dark blue folder sticking out from under her bed. I froze. Emily never left important things lying around. She was always careful, always organized. This was different. Hidden, but not well hidden. Almost like she shoved it there in a panic. My hands trembled as I crouched down and pulled it out. It was heavier than I expected. Inside were papers, dozens of them. Some typed. Some handwritten. Some printed emails. Some with yellow highlighter marks. The very first page made my breath catch in my throat. Final notice, amount due, $48,300. My vision blurred for a moment. Another letter. Your payment has been declined. Another. We will proceed with legal action if this matter is not resolved. Legal action? $48,000? My heart pounded hard enough to hurt. Why hadn't she told me? Why had she carried this alone? And how had she gotten into so much debt? As I flipped through the papers, I found something far worse. A credit card statement, one I didn't recognize. Then another. Then 3 more. All maxed out. All in Emily's name. All opened in the last 6 months. There were withdrawals I didn't understand, payments I couldn't explain, and one note scribbled in her handwriting. I didn't mean for it to go this far. My knees went weak. I sat on the edge of her bed, clutching the papers. This wasn't carelessness. This wasn't bad budgeting. This was panic. Desperation. Fear. A mother knows when her child is falling apart, even if that child pretends everything is fine. I wiped a tear before it fell. I needed to help her. I needed to protect her. But before I could put the papers back, a photo slipped out from between them and landed on the floor. When I picked it up, my blood ran cold. In the photo, Emily wasn't alone. She was standing with a man. A man I had never seen before. His arm was around her. Their hands intertwined. And Emily, my daughter, looked terrified. Not happy. Not in love. Terrified. But it wasn't the man that scared me. It was the tattoo on his hand. The same tattoo I had seen in a news story about something dangerous. I stared at the photo so long my hands started to shake. The man beside Emily looked older, maybe late 40s, with cold eyes and a stiff smile that didn't reach his face. But it wasn't his expression that turned my stomach. It was the tattoo on his hand. A small black symbol near his thumb. I had seen it before, months ago, on a news segment about loan sharks operating in the city. The reporter had called them dangerous, aggressive, and known for intimidation. My mouth went dry. Emily, my gentle, soft-hearted daughter, mixed up with someone like that? I felt a wave of nausea hit me as I looked closer at the photo. The way she stood, the way her shoulders were tensed, the way her smile wasn't real, she looked trapped. My sweet girl wasn't choosing this man. She was scared of him. My hands trembled as I gathered all the papers back into the folder. I had to confront her. I had to get her out of whatever this was. But then, I heard the front door slam downstairs. Emily. My heart lurched. She wasn't supposed to be home yet. I shoved the folder back under her bed and tried to calm myself, but it was too late. Footsteps rushed up the stairs, fast, uneven, like she was stressed or angry. Mom, she called, her voice tight. I stood up and quickly smoothed the bedspread. She stepped inside, breathing hard, eyes scanning the room. What are you doing in here? She asked sharply. I just came to check on you, I said softly. You rushed out so quickly this morning. I told you not to go through my things, she snapped. Her voice cracked at the end. Not anger. Fear. I wasn't snooping, I whispered. Emily, talk to me. Please. She looked away, her shoulders shaking. Mom, you don't understand. I'm in trouble. The words nearly broke me in half. What kind of trouble? I asked. She sat on the edge of the bed, hands covering her face. I can't tell you, she whispered. It'll only make things worse. You're my daughter, I said, kneeling in front of her. Whatever it is, we'll face it together. She shook her head violently. No, you don't get it. She looked up, eyes red. Mom, someone is coming for me. A chill ran straight through me. Who? She didn't answer. Instead, she dug into her purse with trembling hands and pulled out a crumpled piece of paper. On it was a handwritten message. Final deadline, tonight. My stomach dropped. Emily, what did you do? She broke down sobbing. I didn't have a choice. Before I could ask anything else, her phone buzzed violently in her hand. She looked at the caller ID and went pale as a ghost. It was the man from the photo. But when she answered the call, I heard a voice that made my blood freeze. Because the man wasn't just calling to talk. He was calling to say he was on his way to our house. Emily stared at her ringing phone like it was a bomb about to explode. Her hands were shaking so badly I had to steady them. Emily, I whispered, you don't have to answer. But she did. She pressed the phone to her ear, her voice barely a breath. Hello? I could hear him. Even from where I stood. A rough voice. Cold. Controlling. Good girl, he said. I hope you're home. Because I'm almost there. My heart stopped. Emily's eyes widened with terror. She hung up and dropped the phone like it burned her. Mom, he knows where I live. He knows you live here. He said if I don't pay today, he'll take something from me that I'll never get back. She started sobbing again. I wrapped my arms around her, my mind racing. Fear pulsed through me, but something else rose too. A strength I hadn't felt in years. Emily, I said firmly, lifting her face, you are not alone in this. We are not going to sit here and wait. We can't run, Mom, she cried. He'll find us. He always does. Then we won't run, I said. We'll fight this the right way. She shook her head. You don't understand the kind of man he is. Oh, I understand more than you think. I grabbed my purse, my phone, and the dark blue folder from under her bed. Emily looked confused. Why are you taking that? Because evidence is the only thing stronger than fear. Before she could respond, a car engine growled outside. Then headlights flashed through the curtains. Emily froze. We both did. A black car. Idling in our driveway. A door slammed shut. Heavy footsteps approached our front door, slow, controlled, like the man already believed he owned the house, owned our lives. Emily grabbed my arm and whispered, Mom, please, don't open it. I squeezed her hand. I'm not. But then, bang, bang, bang. Emily, the man growled through the door, open up. I pulled her backward, deeper into the hall. My heart was pounding but my mind was clear. I quietly dialed 911, whispering everything. His name, from the photo. The threats. The debt. The documents. The danger. The operator said words that steadied my shaking hands. Stay hidden. Officers are 3 minutes away. 3 minutes. 3 long, terrifying minutes. The man banged again, harder this time. The whole house shook. I hugged Emily tightly, feeling her sobbing into my shoulder. It's okay, I whispered. This ends tonight. The banging suddenly stopped. Silence. Then, sirens. Loud. Coming fast. Flashing red and blue lights filled our windows. The man ran. Police swarmed the porch, yelling, chasing, tackling. Emily collapsed into my arms, sobbing in relief. Later that night, after officers collected the folder as evidence, one of them turned to me and said, "Ma'am, you saved your daughter's life." I held Emily closer. "No," I whispered. "She saved mine years ago. I'm just returning the favor." Because sometimes, the strongest mothers aren't the ones who never fear, but the ones who stand between danger and their child, even when their own heart is breaking.